In this video I'm going to be replacing a front lower arm, lower wishbone on a Fiat Panda. The lower arms on these cars are a common wear point, and there are a number of reasons why you might be replacing them. This is the new lower arm for the near side. These bushes can wear and they can separate altogether. This bush can wear as well, the front one, although this one is the one that usually shows first signs of deterioration at the back. And under here is the lower arm ball joint. This can also become worn. There can be movement and play in it, or this gaiter can split, resulting in the exit of the grease that would be in there and the ingress of water. Sometimes these also get damaged in an accident. If you curb the vehicle or just a general accident, this can end up bent, and this can obviously affect your wheel alignment. So a number of reasons why you might be changing it. In this case, the owner of this car has bought me the new lower arm to fit. He wants it changed. I believe this may have deteriorated, but we'll find out soon once we get it off. We have at the front here an 18mm bolt, and at the rear another 18mm bolt. The ball joint here is a nut and bolt 13mm spanner size. Knock out the bolt, and now we're going to use a ball joint splitter to separate that ball joint from the hub carrier. This is actually coming undone without needing much force. Loosen the 18mm bolt at the front and loosen the rear bolt. Helps to apply a little bit of WD to the exposed, corroded bit of the thread there. Makes the bolt easier to remove. This is the old lower arm, and this is a fine example of how bad they can be. It's completely separated. The inner part of the bush is no longer attached, and this would cause significant knocking when you're driving the car. Nothing much wrong with the front one, but as I said, it's normally this one that suffers the most. Ball joint feels okay. Loosely refit the front bolt. And the rear. It's really important that this bolt and this are only fully tightened when the vehicle is on the ground and at its natural ride height. It's really important they're not fully tightened at this point. The ride height will be incorrect and it will overstress the bushes as they will go past the designed range of motion. Thick squirt of WD just to help that slide. Very light tap with a soft face of a hammer. Carry out some initial tightening and torque this up to 60 Newton meters. Just temporarily fitting a wheel with a couple of bolts just for the purposes of getting the car back on the ground to tighten those lower arm inner bolts when the vehicle is on its own weight. Just tightening the bolts while the vehicle's on the ground, and final tightening of this rear inner bolt to 80 Newton meters and 80 Newton meters for the front one too. Tighten the wheel bolts to 120 Newton meters. It is all done, just in time before the rains come. Before I started this job, I just did measure the ride height from the centre of the hub here, and it's 14 inches, and it was the same. It's the same now as it was before. Always a good idea to check that. Remember, if you don't tighten the bolts on the ground, you tighten the mounting bolts of the lower arm when the vehicle is in the air, that would affect your ride height and it will shorten the life of the components. I replaced the offside one off camera, and I have to say that we believe this was an original Fiat one, and it wasn't actually too bad. The near side one, featured in this video, I replaced this about 3 years ago, and this was a non-genuine component. So this does go to show what can happen with some of the cheaper components. So it's a word of warning. Massive saving for the aftermarket ones though. These from Fiat are a lot of money. I do think this is a Fiat one, although I can't be totally sure. But choose components carefully, or you end up having to just do this every other year. And that is it for another video. Do hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I'll see you again in another video very soon. Thank you and goodbye.